Hello everybody, BeMetalways here. Hope you're all doing well and you are here back for another weekly heavy metal album review. This week I'm reviewing Fate's Warning Long Day Good Night. It was released by Metal Blade Records on November 6, 2020, and I'm gonna give you a quick background on the band. Formed in 1982 by guitarist Jim Matthews, Fates Warning have been a formidable presence in progressive metal for more than 35 years. A pioneer of the movement, they have been referred as one of the big three of the genre, along with, of course, with Queensryche and Dream Theater, namely the bands who are most responsible for progressive metal's creation, development, and popularization. It is one of my favorite bands, and I found their previous album, Theories of Flight, the best album of 2016. So, the wait has been relatively long and the expectations high for their 13th studio album. They are returning in 2020 with Long Day Good Night, the longest album of their discography, featuring a diverse set of 13 songs totaling 72 minutes and 22 seconds. You do the math, and yes, they added up to number 13. So, indeed, they purposely inflated the album to generate this cool play with the numbers by being the 13th album with 13 songs and the digits of the minutes adding up to 13 as well. While that's cool, it has some unwanted consequences, but more on that later. There are plenty of progressive and heavy songs on Long Day Good Night to keep the old fans happy. And in a way, the album revisits different stages of the band history while pushing the boundaries in new directions. Track 12, The Longest Shadow of the Day, is an example of doing that. And of doing that right. It's an amazing, epic 11.5 minute song. It's a prog jewel where the band goes into jazz fusion territory while still sounding like Fate's Warning, of course. While the songs are different from each other and they explore different avenues, the trademark sound of Matthews' guitars and Alder vocals give the album a consistent feel and sound. In that sense, it's not a departure from the previous record, but a logical next step. The band has aged and matured, the vocals are more contained, and while there are also some pretty heavy songs, as I mentioned, there are a lot of calmer and mid-tempo songs or passages within the songs, which is not something new for them, but definitely more prominent in this album. There are some songs even with electronics and songs with a nice ethereal feel. A couple of tricks that are not often, if at all, used by the band before. And also the song Under the Sun sees the band incorporating a full string section for the first time. There are also some pretty heavy songs, and they are some of the best of the album in my opinion, such as Shattered World and Liar. The very good album opener, The Destination Onward, combines masterfully, as always, progressiveness with heaviness. The guitar player Jim Matthews wrote the album, working closely with Alder, especially for the lyrics, and longtime members Joey Vera on bass guitar and Bobby Jarzonbeck, I guess, on drums complete the lineup. The record also featured guest appearances, including the touring guitarist Mike Abdahl, who contributed with 5 solos in 3 songs. Plus, also Porcupine Tree, the Pineapple Thief drummer Gavin Harrison plays on one song, the song being When Snow Falls. Production is top notch as always, and the album ticks like a clock. I always love the guitar tone that Matthias generates in his albums, and also really enjoy the prominent bass from Vera. Now, okay, I can also be picky about a band that I love. As I mentioned, reaching the 72 minutes and 22 seconds means that it is a long album. The mid session is loaded with very mellow songs. While I appreciate the effort and the songs are not bad, but a couple of them simply for me personally did not work. I learned to enjoy some of those, like for example The Way Home and Under the Sun, both still progressive with ups and downs, but more on the quiet side, that's for sure. But the single Now Comes the Rain and this song When Snow Falls are way too pop music oriented for my taste. At the end of the day, I ended up with probably 8 to 9 songs amounting for about 45 minutes in my playlist, which that would be the ideal record length for me. Of course, the track 13, the last song, feels like their wild card that they used to complete 13 tracks and used as an adjustment to make sure that the length would reach 72 minutes and 22 seconds. But it's not a bad song, it worked. Wrapping up my opinion, if I'm critical to this band, it's just because I love them and I have all of their albums, really a big fan. So putting expectations and history aside, it is a very good album, despite the length and some missteps that I mentioned. When Matthias, Alder and company hit the ball though, it is a home run. There are enough great tracks here to get new and old fans psyched about Fate's Warning in the new decade. That, of course, assuming that the album title and the last song title are not foreshadowing the end of the band. I really hope not. So please come back in 3 or 4 years because I'll be waiting for the new album. As an almost very good album, I'm giving Long Day Goodnight 81 out of 100. Make it sure to check it out. So, that's it for this week. Thank you for listening, for being here. Please enjoy, like, subscribe, and BeMetalways.